How to adjust the radial head effectively. This is one of the biggest adjustments we teach on the fundamentals, and the sensory nerve endings that are encapsulated within the small area of the radial head can impact the brain on a massive scale. The key thing is you have to be on the radial head. So where is the radial head? Now, the easiest way to locate the radial head is to get the person to shake your hand, and you're going to twist, pronate and supinate the elbow. Looking at the thumb where it comes into here, we're nowhere on the distal radius, and the radius doesn't go straight up to the medial side of the elbow, it comes spiraling across to the lateral side. So if we're on the outside of the elbow here, with our thumb gently placed, when we supinate and pronate, we should be able to feel the radial head moving under our contact. When you feel that radial head move, you'll be able to place your thumb directly over the posterior aspect of the radial head. So it's right there. And this is going to be important when we do the adjustment, because our hand can stay here and just change onto the dorsum of the hand, and then we've got full control of the radial head. I can come all the way up here and I'm still on the posterior aspect of the radial head. When I come down to here, in full extension, I'm still on the radial head. I'm going to change my body position so that my elbow is approximated with my thumb, so when I apply the impulse, the vector is completely in alignment. I'm going to tuck my elbow in, and this purpose here, we're going to take the elbow from a flexed position to an extended position and internally rotate the shoulder and flex the wrist. This is going to apply maximum input to the brain through the radial head. So once more, from this position, we extend, internally rotate the shoulder and flex the wrist. Make sure that my elbow is tucked in, and then the impulse is in this direction. There is a small but highly impactful simple change from adjusting the radial head posterior to anterior to changing the input to the brain to go anterior to posterior. All that changes is from your position here, we roll the thumb over the radial head so that now we are anterior to the radial head. P to A on the radial head, the only movement is 1.5 centimeters forwards onto the anterior aspect. This creates a block on the front of the radial head. So the movement is exactly the same, but now the input to the brain is another way. So as we move here, the radial head cannot, it pushes up against my thumb, so when I extend, the brain gets a signal A to P. If I'm here, I'm going P to A, and then pushing through in an extension. A to P is creating the block and going to here. Two very different inputs to the brain with two very specific contact points on the back and the front of the radial head. If you master this adjustment, you will see huge neurological changes when this adjustment is specified. It's really, really common. We see it all the time, and when it is missed, it creates huge neurological problems for someone's neurology.